Hi, what is up? So today we'll be analyzing Doc. This is my fourth analysis video. Remember, if you'd like to submit, just ask for a character. If you like a match of Smash or Siege analyzed, be sure to upload it as I'm listening, comment the link. So just a quick note, this guide, since Doc is getting seriously nerfed, I did take into account the fact that he will not have ACOG. So Doc is a 1-speed 3-armor operator. In my opinion, he's part of the aggressive support archetype. He excels in one-on-one gunfights, survivability, and can tank grenades with relative ease when combined with Rook. So for his primaries, he has the MP5, P90, and SGCQB. The P90 is outclassed by the MP5 in a lot of ways, except for capacity. It is a DPS of 267 on 3 armors and kills shot 7, a DPS of 340 on 2 armors and kills shot 5, and a DPS of 441 on 3 speeds and kills shot 4. The SG CQB is very similar to Smoke Shotgun, but there isn't much reason for it on Doc, but it's okay when you're waffling. The MP5 is an exceptional gun even though it is losing ACOG. It has low recoil, while its DPS is low. It's a headshot machine. It has a DPS of 283 on 3 armors and kills shot 5, a DPS of 360 on 2 armors and kills shot 4, and a DPS of 467 on 3 speeds and kills shot 3. Since ACOG is going away, I'd use the 1.5 times scope. If you don't like it, you could always just use hollow or something. Yeah. I recommend Flash Hider and shooting small bursts. It has really low recoil. For secondaries, he has the P9 and the LFP 586. I recommend the P9 as it's more accurate and more consistent on top of being easier to use. The P9 kills between shot 2 and 4 depending on the distance. The LFP kills between shot 2 and 3 based on distance. Both of these guns are not very great. Okay, so for gadget, when you're playing around stairs with Doc, use barbed wire. But for the most part, you can use bulletproof cam to cover your flanks while you're holding angles. You can get dead people to watch the cam for you. It does help a lot. So the bulletproof cam does take some time to get used to using, but I recommend at the start just placing it to cover your flanks or covering long lines of sight that are important to push, such as hull in coastline. Top 4 hull. So for his playstyle, you play slightly aggressive, and you will learn over time when it's a good time to back out of a gunfight. Back out and get support from teammates when you need it. Doc is also great in solo queue as he is very self-sufficient, but is better with a team. If you try spawn peeking, get back to OBJ and anchor afterwards. Although spawn peeking is not a great idea now that he is losing ACOG. Now let's get on to the setup. For the setup, you're going to want Doc, Echo, Maestro, Alibi, Goya. That's your 5 ops.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs
So
protected.
I'll start with reinforcements. So this is pooled reinforcements coming out soon, so I'll just not say who needs to do it. There and there. Right there. There and there. Rotate goes there. Rotate also goes there. Then what I would do is probably 7, 8, because you only have 5 in here. Then probably 9, 10 in here. This isn't too relevant. You could also reinforce off this one piece instead of one of those walls out there, but it doesn't matter too much. Okay, let's get on to the rotate holes. So for the first rotate holes, I would recommend here and here. There'll be someone playing in VIP as well as someone in here. So you do need both of those opened. Okay, let's get on to Echo's setup. Okay, so Echo, since he brings impacts, will make both of those rotates. He will basically sit on his cams. Since this is such a good planting spot, he will be trying to deny while the person below nitros him out. That will be Goyo's job. I'll explain that later though. So he has both of them there. One pretty well spaced away so it can't get EMP'd.
10 seconds.
And yeah. Now let's get on to Goyo's setup. Okay, so for Goyo's setup, you're gonna want to put a shield right here. And another one right here. He doesn't play either of these. Alibi will be playing behind this shield. Doc will be playing in this general area. I'll explain both of those later though. So Goyo's job is he will go below and nitro. I'll show that since I have a good bit of time. So what he does is he kind of sits below. When they repel in, Echo makes call out and then nitro. It's very simple. And people will often push him from over there. Alibi, if she wants to, can make line of sight holes, but it's not very important because Goyo can just retreat with relative ease out of bathroom while they're breaking it. So yeah, let's get on to Maestro's setup. Okay, so now for Maestro's setup, I would recommend putting a cam right here. Try and get it high, so that when they break it, it doesn't pop the Goyo shield. What he does is he denies Hibana. Since from this window they can't see nearly as much as from these other two. Let's showcase that real quick.
You will be detected if you remain in this area. You have been
So
spotted.
like, they would see a lot further in, because like, think about what they're looking at. That's the whole objective. That's just behind the bed. So if they can breach those, they can see a lot. So one Maestro cam there. Or the second camera. I would kind of just sneak it in right here, because you can shock at the planter in case Goyo dies or has to retreat. Because Maestro, if he is very fast, can actually kill someone planting. So it is very helpful. Now let's get on to Alibi setup. So Alibi's Prismas are nowhere really in specific. So she gives Doc her shield right there. She can use the Byleth to make a rotate hole out if she needs to. So she plays this shield. She uses a Prisma right there, or right there, wherever you want, to deny lines of sight towards the shield, as well as one right there to help cover when she runs by the rotate. And the last one, I'd consider putting it even here, but they can shoot the stand there. Or right here for when they go in, because when they go in, they might think, oh, Alibi might not actually be on the shield.
Your location has been
I didn't see the
compromised.
Prisma there. Shoot it, but the third one doesn't really have a must place kind of spot. So she runs shield. Give Doc her shield. Okay, now let's get on to Doc's setup. So Doc is actually a very simple setup. So what you do, you could always put a Maestro cam instead, but I prefer this since there's not really as much obligation to break it. He places a camera right there. It's right here. So he has the Goyo shield for cover. Right? So what that looks at is that so when he sits on the shield, even if that shield gets broken, he can play here with relative ease, and since it's not a Goyo shield, once again, not as much obligation to break it. Like, you're not required to, like a Goyo shield in a lot of cases. So, place a shield. If he sees a guy, he can kind of peek the shield. Very easy. If the shield is up close, he sits just like this. I wouldn't recommend doing that with the Goyo shield, obviously. If it's Goyo, like I stated, would be better. Since you don't need someone moving their option for a shield, except for Alibi. Putting it way out there is also an option, because when you peek, it's still very hard to see. You can just kind of pop people popping by here. I would put a barricade there, as well as maybe one there if no one's playing in there, so that Doc gets more awareness of when someone goes in. Okay, so that's the setup. So, let's get on to the tips. Tip 1. Hit fire stem. The crosshair will turn blue when it's a guaranteed hit. Tip 2. Play with the Rook. Doc and Rook combined provides amazing defense. Tip 3. Get hatches. Doc has a short setup. Don't make your teammates vulnerable. Tip 4. If you're seen spawn peeking, back off. The point of spawn peeking is to stall. Tip 5. Mix up spawn peeking as the enemy might pre-fire you if you repeat the same spawn peek. Tip 6. Adjust your head level. If the enemy hits your body, you take a lot of hits. Headshot's still one tap. Tip 7. Revive with stems. This is more basic, but it's quicker and heals more. Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick update before I finished off the video. I'll be going on a trip for 9 days, from Saturday to Monday, so unlikely I'll get too many uploads. I will probably miss my Wednesday upload. I have a Montang guide almost ready, so if you'd like to see a video Friday, thank you for your patience, and thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed.